All right, so in your notes, you want to include the fact that an angle is made up of two rays that share the same endpoint. Those rays are called the sides of the angle. The endpoint is the vertex of the angle. Now turn to somebody near you and teach them. And the rays are called? Mm-hmm. Someone near you. I would prefer someone right beside you. Okay. Thank you. The next one then is going to be a picture of an angle. And notice my new angle has been labeled. I'd like you to draw that angle on your notes. Looks like the same thing, right? But we've labeled it now. Okay, when only a single angle is shown, we can name that angle by its vertex, that point, or a number, or a three-letter combination, provided the vertex is the middle letter. When only a single angle is shown in a drawing, we can name it by that single angle's name. Letter N here is that point, that vertex, so we can call it angle N. Or we can call it angle ANG or angle GNA, provided N is the middle letter. Vertex has to be the middle letter. Or your book will often put a number 1 or a number 2 or a number 5 there, and that refers to that angle as well. Yes, sir. Yep, exactly. Point on the ray, vertex, point on the ray. Turn and teach. Teach that to somebody. Whoever talked the last time, the other person talks this time. Axel, to Christian, please.
Well, we both talked the last time.
Okay. Jade and Jake can talk about it. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. Next slide. Why can't I refer to this as angle N? There's 2 angles, there's 3 angles, there's 4 angles, 5. How many angles are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 angles there. We wouldn't know which angle you're talking about. Okay, so when there are multiple angles with the same vertex, we have to use the 3-letter combination or put a number in place. Everybody cool with that? If you want to quickly sketch that, that would be great. Sketch it really quickly and put a note. You have to use a 3-letter combo. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the big one. So there's 1 here, 2, 3, but this one could be 4, this one could be 5, and the big one is 6. Okay? So if we want to talk about this little piece here, angle ANL. If we're talking about the middle one, angle LNG. N has to be the middle. Okay? All right, let me give you some practice. Okay, sorry, need to go back. Okay. 7 seconds. Christian's got a question. Just make sure you say that you have to use a 3-letter combo. Can't just be angle N. Okay? Next one. I want you to tell me 3 names for that single angle up there. And good question. Do we have a little symbol for angle? No. I sent that as feedback to nearpod.com. So just type the word angles, space, and then give me the 3 angles with a comma in between. So we don't have an angle symbol. Great question, Sam. 15 seconds. You may have to slide it down so you can see. Okay. Doesn't let you see it? There you go. You may have to slide it down so you can see the 3 angles, or the angle. GHI, comma. What else? IHG, comma. Didn't turn. Sorry. Shoot. We'll rejoin the session. Okay, good. Everybody got their 3 angles in, except for Amber, whose technology caused a problem for her? You're just doing the same thing? Yeah, I think so too. Okay, give it a second. It might. Oh, that's just. Thank you. You're good. Not quite, because it has to have what for its vertex? I don't have the picture up here. The vertex has to be in the middle, right? So change them real quick. Won't let you? Okay. What has to be in the middle? Write it. Put it in here. What has to be in the middle? Which letter? H. H has to be in the middle. And then hit send. So there's 3 ways we can write it. We can just call it angle H, or we can give, because it's the only angle here, or we can call it by IHG. Nope, has to have the H in the middle. Or GHI. IGH, or IHG, GHI, or angle H. Or okay. Let me. Okay. Didn't they send you a pass? Okay. All right, everybody ready? Looks good. Okay. Make sure you hit send. I think it will let you go.
Excuse the interruption. Christian Velez has a pass to leave.
Thank you. I'm sending him. Sorry. Steal your iPad back. Yep. Okay. Okay, here we go. There are 4 types of angles. Again, in your notes. Thank you. 4 types of angles. Acute angles have a measure less than 90. Right have a measure of 90. Obtuse angles are between 90 and 180, but not including 90 or 180. And straight angles have a measure of 180 degrees. Bless you. Straight angles have 180 degrees for an angle. Okay? We're finished. Here it comes back. Okay. Shh, Joe, please. Okay, the next one we're actually going to come back to in just a moment because it's going to have a something that you can actually I may use your student journal on this one. So let's go to the next one real quick and talk about congruent angles real quick before lunch. Congruent angles are similar to congruent segments. What do you know about congruent segments? They have the same lengths, right? Congruent segments have the same lengths. So what do you think is true about congruent angles? They have the same measures. So when we want to denote that two segments are congruent, we draw a tick mark to show that those two are congruent. When we want to show that two angles are congruent, we do a hash or an arc through those angles. And if there are multiple angles there and more than one pair of angles that are congruent, we can do two hashes to show two sets of angles are congruent. So angle LMN, three-letter combo, M in the middle, is congruent to angle OPQ, three-letter combo, P in the middle, means the same thing as the measure of angle LMN is equal to the measure of angle OPQ. When the angles are congruent, their measures are equal. Everybody have the drawing down? It's on the floor. Everybody got the drawings down? No, give me a second. Let's do this. Now do this. Okay, now you're on the right one. Yes. Okay. And that messed up Jade's. Hold on, Jade. So far, so good. How do we denote that angles are congruent in a drawing? Little arcs. So, yep, those little measure symbols. Yep, those little arcs. They're going to be angles. Angles are made with rays, with common endpoint, common vertex. Okay. Okay. You're going to draw on your iPad. Okay. So we have a little drawing. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, you're going to have a drawing here. That drawing, there's a little itty bitty thing over here. I'm sorry, it's not very large. Okay. Angle. Okay, don't tip it down. Okay. Face forward so you're paying attention to the speaker. Angle RST is a straight angle. Okay, it's lunchtime. Leave your iPads on your desk, please.